Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Boys from the Baltic Star. It's Friday night, and there's one, two, three. Oh, I'm in the middle. Hang on, this is very different. There's one, two, three of us here, and when all three of us are here on a Friday night, we play our first true love, and that is Traveller. And it's very fitting that we play Traveller because, of course, this week was May Day, which for any Traveller fan will know is a very important time in our game. It's a time when we remember the magnificence of the game, of the design, of all those wonderful happy memories of the cheesy balls, of fish milk, strawberry fish milk drinks, and of shopping trips that seem like a long lost memory as we've been caught up in some actual storyline, which Ewan and I are still struggling to come to terms with. But thank you so much for joining us this evening, dear friends, old and new. We are the Boys from the Baltic Star, and we do a lot of things, but tonight is Traveller. We're going to run a couple of hours, just shy of a couple of hours this evening. We'll take a break in the middle, so it's not too long an investment. Please feel free to stay for as long or short as you want, of course. We just appreciate that you've given it a try or popped in to say hi. We know we're at a funny time. We're too late for England. We're too early for America. And poor old Russ in Australia must be incredibly confused anyway about when we're on. It's a weird time, I think. It's morning for you, I think. It's an interesting time. So thank you, dear friends, for joining us. There's a red circle somewhere. I read there. It's the red sun. For some Imperial credits. A lot are turned off at the minute because we're having to run not through my OBS, which has all the sound stuff turned on. We're quite. It seems like we're quite peeled back today. But have a click through, see. There might be some things you might enjoy. Ben can still resplend, which I think is worth it. I can still show my guns. I haven't got Ewan on. I might have to do that in a bit. I'll have a little flick around when I'm not busy. Because even if we can't hear the song, we do need to appreciate Ewan from time to time. It's very important. But have a flick through, see what you want. For one credit and one credit only, there will always be I'll drink to that. So if we say something that you want to agree with or you want to get involved, but you don't have the credits, for one credit, always will be I'll drink to that. We'll raise a glass, we'll give you a smile, give you a nod, and we'll take. That's the first sip I've had of that, so I didn't know what I was going to expect. Okay. No wonder it popped like that. But anyway, that is a rubbish introduction. All that's left for me to do is to introduce myself and my dear friends, and then hand over to a wonderful, kind man that's never done us wrong. So first things first, it's me, stuck here in the middle. I am the Malcolm tonight. My name is Luke, and I play two of our characters. I play Kara and Soraya. Kara is a vlogger. She's a party girl. She's a hacker, a carouser, and an artist. Where Soraya, on the other hand, is a thinker. She's a bit awkward. She's the Han Solo of the crew. Although probably doesn't know what parsecs and all sorts of things are, and different runs. And if she comes across a big fuzzy thing, she's more likely to attempt to shoot it than play a game of chess with it. Above me, at least he's still above me. I like to know he's there, directly above me at least, is my brother from another mother. He's the housewife's favourite. And he is the Floof Master General, and he's the wonderful Ewan. Good evening, Ewan. How are you, dear friend?
Hello, Luke. I am very good, thanks. I'm very good. I liked how you buttered Ben up a little bit just before we set off into space.
I think it's always worth a try because I'd rather we did it before we set off into space than we didn't do it and he sent us off into space very quickly through a big hole in the ship, suddenly decompressurizing. I know all the science fiction words. Ewan, tell me something interesting.
Something interesting in general, or something interesting.
Sure. Don't build up your part. Just something interesting.
Whoa. Just for that, I'm going to go something interesting about me. Did you know, Luke? In fact, I'm pretty sure you do know, but I have no mind's eye.
You don't have a mind's eye. It blows my mind's eye.
Weird. It's really weird.
So it's very hard for you that we play Theatre of the Mind.
Yeah, it's interesting. But what other way are we going to do it?
Do you
There
have
are no other options.
not the way our technology is at the minute, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future. So how is your? Do you have an internal monologue? Someone I know on Facebook today said it shocked her that apparently that a lot of people don't have an internal voice. Do you have an internal voice?
What, like think about stuff?
Yeah, you could like speak. You can almost hear the words in your head as you say it in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Oh, thank goodness for that. You just can't.
Otherwise, I'd just be internally blind and deaf, and that I feel that as though that would hamper me more than I already am.
You're definitely not hampered. I'd say you're strengthened by it. It's like your other skills have grown to replace it,
Thanks.
especially your floofiness. Speaking of someone with many grown skills, I've got to go down this time. It feels very weird to be above him because I shouldn't be, because he should be above us all because he is the smartest man in any room who lives his entire life in the Twin Peaks dream sequence and is often carried around Faversham, our wonderful historic town of Faversham, on the backs of 6 heavily oiled Eastern European men who chant his name and ring a little dainty bell at every step. He is our wonderful friend and our wonderful referee, Ben. Good evening, Ben. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well. Yes, thoroughly excited about it being Friday, of course, on every possible level.
Indeed. Has your week been okay, Ben? Has it been okay? We don't get to see you much during the week, of course. He's a very busy man, is our Ben.
Yes, I suppose it's been an interesting week. It's been a mixture of things, but mostly it's held together. Every now and then it's rained on me. When it hasn't been raining on me, it's been quite nice actually. The weather.
The weather's been a strange old one this week. Cricket's who knows? Who knows how it's going to go? There's going to be a pitch inspection tomorrow. There's going to be rain tomorrow. I'm a bit worried, Ben. I'm a bit worried. It must be said. This spring needs to hurry up and improve, in my mind. I can picture us sitting in that beer garden again, Ben, having a drink.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can see that happening. That is a nice way to spend a bit of an evening, isn't it?
It certainly is, and much better in June than December.
Yes.
Although we have done it in December.
We've done it when necessary. Yes. but in
Needs
the
must.
summertime, beer gardens are a special treat.
Ben, tell me something interesting about Ewan.
About Ewan.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Now you're overcompensating.
Well, I can tell you something that I'm pretty sure most people actually know about Ewan, but perhaps given that not everybody has spent that much time around him, may not realise. Ewan enjoys his trousers to be essentially knee length, and wears these sort of relatively long shorts, if you know what I mean, in every possible weather condition. It doesn't matter if it's literally raining polar bears sideways at 400 miles an hour, he's still wearing shorts. It is amazing to me.
It's the best time to wear shorts when they're polar bears.
He should have.
I
He
won't
should
tell
have
you
been
why, because it's. Sorry, go on, Luke.
I was getting excited. I was saying you should have been the post. Excited, didn't you? I think what people don't realise is, as well as him wearing shorts, they're also chap shorts. So they are essentially bottomless as well.
Ah, that's what that means.
Essential when when there's polar bears. Ben, please lead us away.
Okay.
Dead end.
So moving on to matters more game related.
Not dead end.
The old battle cruiser Kelleren has begun to pose a danger to our intrepid team of explorers as they work their way aft into the engineering section. The group eventually found their way to a large chamber containing at its heart a large box mounted to the floor of the ship, and firmly connected to the main systems through the floor. The odd fixed ripples that seem to run through the ship originate from this box, so its position on the floor is surrounded by concentric rings of these physical reminders of damage that has warped the entire vessel. Otto Nieder took the lead, finally, approaching the box. There was an odd effect as he got really close. It seems that the box is the centre of a functioning area of gravity, extending a short distance in all directions. The effect was that Nieder was suddenly stuck to the box, a particular problem because there was no gravity outside the immediate area of the box, so no way to easily stop himself from being pulled in. Meanwhile, Soraya and Agnar circled the box, discovering an access hatch and getting Otto to open it to see what sort of thing it might contain. A huge elongated sphere like a giant rugby ball or zeppelin, covered in complicated wiring, formed the majority of the space. Over these few minutes it became clear that the gravity field effect was actually expanding, and it was now almost the length of an entire Otto Nieder, when he stood with his feet planted on the side of the box. This expansion caught Agnar by surprise, but quick reactions and the use of his magnetic boots kept him out of the field. Kara grabbed firm hold of Agnar and, lined up with the open hatch, dropped an EMP through the open hatch where it stuck firmly to the strange object inside. Otto lay beside the hatch, hoping to be protected from the effects of the blast by the box itself. The seconds counted down to the EMP detonation. And that is where we resume the story. 2, 1. There's a bright flash as the EMP goes off. And all of the things you're used to happening when an EMP goes off, that little microsecond of interference on all of your systems, a little buzz in the ear, your systems can cope with it. They're quite advanced, but you can always tell when one's gone off close to you, and you detect it immediately. The bright flash of light obviously casts just one beam out of that hatch, out towards the other side of the room, and the EMP is done. And Otto, lying on his back against the side of the box, sort of turns his head and he says, "Still feeling heavy?"
That's sorry, Agnar clears his throat. That's weird because I heard the telltale sign of an EMP going off. That faint dog barking in the distance was ever present.
Yes, sorry, my next door neighbour's dog.
I added that effect to the EMPs. Kara's quite good with that sort of thing. She's sort of personalising it. That's her calling card.
You're such a tech whiz.
I know. Any grenade has a little animal noise before it explodes.
Ooh, interesting.
Just look forward
What's
to
your
it.
favourite one?
The
Animal sound, that is.
The axolotl.
Which grenade is that attached to?
That'll be the pocket nuke.
But we so rarely get to use them.
I know, but it's worth it. It's worth it just for the sound.
Yeah, I suppose. The crescendo of the axolotl.
Stefan can afford it. He's been hiding his money away for years.
You know, if you guys are done talking, I'd like to get off the box
sorry,
now.
Yeah.
Sorry, forgot my role.
You say. Are we? You say still heavy, equally as heavy, or?
Yeah, about the same.
What to do?
Is it because Kara's relatively close to it now, isn't she? She lets go the EMP, but she sort of is holding on to Agnar.
Yep.
So I'd say she's probably a couple of meters away.
Yep.
Does the pull of gravity still seem to be? Can she start feeling it? Does it seem to still be growing, or has it reached that sort of point when the
Well,
door was open and stayed there?
if you remember, in order to line up her drop accurately, she actually just put her hand inside the edge of the field and let go.
Yes, yes, yes.
If she's keeping her hand there, she can actually feel the gravity start to work its way up her arm, slowly and gradually.
Um, guys, it's the gravity is working its way up my arm like a horrible snake slithering up. Agnar, can you pull me away a little bit, please?
I will. I will. I will. I will pull her away with the vigor of an ocelot.
Ah, thank you. It's my favourite sort of vigorous creature. Um, I'm worried. Like, when's this going to stop, Agnar? Like, if like I think she sort of
I'm
looks
not a
at
gravity expert.
she looks at Otto very pointedly. Like, I think we've already lost Otto to it. I don't think there's any coming back to him. I think he's now sacrificed to the Zeppelin, but we can still get out of here, right? But like, if we escape, does it just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger? Like, will it suck in the whole universe eventually? Can we run, or do we have to stop it somehow?
I hadn't even thought about that, but you're right. We should try and. I mean, it's our go-to, and it sort of goes without saying, but we should try and save the universe if we can.
Like,
And I suppose Otto as well.
well, throwing Otto in would be the next logical choice, right?
Mm.
So we've tried the EMP, it hasn't worked. Maybe it'll take human sacrifice. But after that, I don't know. I'm a bit worried about shooting at it, for example. It could just make a big kaboom. Oh man, it's scary, man.
Is this power related? If we shut down the power, does it solve the problem? Do you think?
There's a
I mean,
flashing lights.
there's not much power anyway, but there was something, wasn't there?
There are fine wires. What if we cut the wires? Maybe
Cut some
it's,
wires. The red or the
electromagnetic.
black? Which one?
Electromagnetic style. Yeah, but it's going to be a big. If someone goes in there and it's not it, I'm a bit worried that they won't get out again. It might be a job for Otto Nida.
Agnar calls down to Otto. I think you're right. Cara. He doesn't call that. Otto, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. I'm gonna blink. We're gonna need you to cut some wires. I think
Okay.
that's the plan.
All right. I will try cutting wires. What am I cutting?
I'm going to Ben very quickly. What wires? Are you precious about which wires are down there?
So the way you can, the way you're looking at it, you're
Cannon
looking at
wires.
essentially one end of the Zeppelin. The entire surface of it seems to be covered by a really complicated pattern of very fine wiring. And then, if you look underneath it, it seems to be sitting on like a blade of vertical structure that holds it in place, and the wiring flows into that and then into the deck.
Cara, you're the tech whiz. What do you reckon?
Cara will sort of put her head down, sort of have a look inside. Make sure the light's shining in a little bit, shining it around. Is it like a wire from each end going down? Or are we talking like lots of wires flowing down?
Hundreds and hundreds of wires. And they're sort of buried into the surface, as they look like a texture on the surface.
Yeah. I think cutting the wires might be out, Agnar. We'll have to let Otto down gently about that. I know who's looking forward to it. But
Okay.
I don't think,
Do you want me
I
to
think
say?
it seems like part of the structure. Yeah, tell him.
Otto, I'm going to blink once for cut all the wires and blink twice for cut none of the wires. And then Agnar blinks twice.
You guys aren't as funny as you think.
Well, I'm sorry. We try and bring light-hearted humour to these deathly situations, because
If we could move further away from light-hearted and more towards actually lighter, would be good.
Okay, action. What do we? Okay, if it's not the wires, Clara, what is it?
Now, is there anything? Was there anything on our walk round flowing into the box, or does it seem self-contained?
There are. I'll tell you what. Roll a check for me. This will be an intellect check with any engineering skill that relates to propulsion, or a more general investigation.
Philosophy.
Probably not philosophy, no.
Okay. Then it will just be my intellect with a -3.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's not her strength. Paying attention. Come on. Ugh. 6 minus 1 is 5.
Okay. Nothing you can spot. But there are others starting to poke around and see if they can spot anything. The closest you can get, as far as anyone can tell, is Rachel calls out that it looks like it's on an axis, that the next door at the
How
back
fitting from her.
seems to be where it goes to.
Well, what, the door at the back of the room?
Yeah.
Oh.
The one opposite the one you came in through.
Guys, do you hear what Rachel said?
Axis.
Yeah, Axis. Yeah, Rachel. Yeah.
No. She said Axis.
Are we being formal all of a sudden? I thought we were using first names.
No, I don't. Look, okay, what? Go on.
She said that it's potentially connected through that sinister door at the back of the room. That one that's been sort of glowing at us since we got in. Maybe I'm a bit worried that if we go that way, there's no easy way back to the front of ship. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm like with the front of ship. I like to be close to it at all times. And but I think we got to go there, because if there's a way to turn this thing off or do something, we got to take that chance, right? Because we don't know what will happen if we just leave this to get worse and worse and worse and worse. Should we go?
Let's go. Yeah, well, I mean, there's another option.
Otto, you okay to
Apart
stay
from
here
worse
and keep
and worse
an
and
eye?
worse.
Yeah, keep an eye on it for us, Otto. Make sure nothing weird happens before we get back, yeah?
Sure. You see him actually starting to stand up on the side of the box again. And he's standing there peering down into the hole, thinking, yeah, this could get worse. So hurry. So who are you taking with you to that door? Everybody apart from Otto?
Do we need someone to stay with Otto to keep him company? Yeah. That's the thing.
I mean, it'd be good to know if things got worse.
Well,
I guess.
Zoe's in the party, and she might not have a particular responsibility.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Zoe, you know how much you were telling me last night how much you've really taken to Otto as a person, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you stay with him, keep an eye on him, just make sure he doesn't fall to his grisly death or doesn't get overpowered by the crushing forces and his head explode or something. And if it does, can you let us know?
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, she backs away a little bit further from the box, and then just holds out one hand so she can detect with her fingertips if the field reaches her. Okay, and the rest of you are moving to that door?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's be adventurous.
Okay. All right. As you drift towards the door, it hisses open under power.
Oh.
And on the far side of it, you can see a complex-looking set of heavy engineering equipment. Parts of it you recognise. They're main manoeuvre drives and basic engineering stuff you'll have seen 100 times in your travels. But down the middle, right down the centre of it, there is a long strip of metal down the floor, along the deck, and mounted all the way down it in sort of sections, little individual units, appear to be charging stations for power cells. And a significant number of power cells, by no means full, but a significant number, are arranged, scattered along its entire length, mounted into the device.
Well, Magnar, the question is, these devices, are they charging the device, or is the device charging it? Did they come across an incredible multi-charging device and it's just got out of control?
The old Moant for the egg question.
Exactly. Like if we pull them out,
First.
are we going to kill the Zeppelin, or are we going to just have loads of nice, fully charged power cells? You know, both are good things. We can always use power cells.
Yeah. Nothing's bad there, right? So, is that what you think?
Yeah, one way or the other. Is it something? Are we talking quite a few, Ben? Like how many power cells are we talking about? Like dozens, or?
From this end, just glancing down it, it looks as if there are at least a dozen of these individual stations in a line, and probably each one has about a dozen or so charging spots. So in total, approaching 100 are probably installed.
That's a lot, man. Should we? What do you reckon, Agnar? Do we just go down, start pulling them willy nilly?
Should we start with one?
See what happens.
Do you want me to? Hold on. Soraya.
Yeah.
Shall we're just debating whether I should scout out these power cells and pull one out and see what happens. What's the general consensus here from the Scout Handbook?
It's a very good question, actually. In fact, why don't you ask me as someone that has skills in engineering power? Maybe I could tell you from a scouting engineering point of view.
You want me to ask you as right? Sorry, I was really confused because I don't have any skills in engineering power.
No. Well, Monday you might. Think about learning it sometime. You waste your time on all sorts of nonsense, first aid, weaponry. No. Engineering is what you need. We can be grease monkeys together.
Okay. Is that your answer? Wait, what?
What have I taught you? What have I taught you in our time together, looking into the art of scouting? What's the first rule of scouting?
One of them is always go left.
Go left, young man. Yep.
Remember the tale of I forget the name, but I remember the tale.
Benny
Ironside. That's
close enough. Yeah, that's a good one. What about your helmet?
Don't take it off.
Don't take it off. Well done. But do any of those three help you right now?
Well, I mean, I could start with the power cells on the left. That would be in line with the scouting code.
And there we go. You're learning. Okay, think of which of those three best fits and go with it. Start with the one on the left and see how it goes. Start with one. Don't remove your helmet. Think of Benny Ironseed and remove the first one on the left.
That's the one. Okay. And Agnar will make his way over to one of the power cells on the left.
Okay.
Look back nervously at Soraya, and then remove one.
Okay. They're a fairly simple mechanism. When you pull on them, they unlock and release. So you want to pull one out. I have a question. Are you going to brace using your magnetic grapples on your feet? Or are you,
Yes.
or are you going to
Sorry.
push against the device, against the sort of console, or both?
He'll tell on the magnetic grapples, and then yeah, I mean, I suppose staggering your feet makes sense, right? So he'll, rather than brace on the consoles, he'll put one forward, put 1 foot forward, as it were, and use those to try and lever it out.
All right. All right. Okay. You grab hold of it. It's a fairly substantial power cell, quite large. It's pretty firmly fitted, and when you pull it, it does start to move immediately. And there's a sort of mechanism that kind of does an unlock and release as you pull.
Yeah.
Can you roll for me an athletics strength plus strength, please?
Oh, no.
Okay. Brace. First roll. First roll? No, not first roll. First roll for me. Athletics strength plus strength of Agnar. It's not bad because he does have athletics strength 0, so it's just the -1 from his general strength. That's okay. That's a 9. -1 is an 8.
All right. You pull it free without any difficulty, and as it comes free, there's that sort of sense of it unlocking from the system, and you are holding a power cell.
Otto, can you still hear me?
Yes?
I've removed one of the power cells. Does the gravity feel... I tell you what, blink once if it feels less, blink twice if it feels more. How many times
It
do you
feels
blink?
about the same.
Oh. Maybe we need to do more of them, but nothing bad happened. I've got a power cell. That's good news. Agnar will put it down and he'll move along to the next one. And I guess just carry on until something bad happens.
You
Kara,
pull
seems
a
okay.
second one. Can you roll an athletic strength plus strength for me, please?
How many did you say there were?
How much luck have you got? 100. 100 got to 100 of these rolls tonight. Good stream.
Is that a human 100 or a Varga 100? It's very different. That's a 5 in total, Ben.
Okay. You pull it clear, no trouble at all. But this time, as you pull it, your boots just slip a little bit on the deck, and as they do, everyone senses something weird in the room, like just a little fractional dip in the power somewhere. It's as if there's just a faint flicker on the edges of a power cut or something. It doesn't go anywhere, but everyone would notice it immediately.
While he's doing that, Soraya will catch a wind of that and will look. Is there something that she could grab? And even if she's going to look for something of a size that's chunky enough, but she could probably slide either by herself or someone else. She's looking to block open the sliding doors, just in case we get trapped inside in some way.
Can you roll an investigation for me, please, with intellect?
I can try that. Can I jack of all trades it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Cool.
Beautiful. So that's what we need, isn't it? That's a flat 9 then, +1 -1.
Okay. Um, yes, as you look around, you realise that there is what amounts to a trolley device. Not really useful now, but was probably used for loading and unloading power cells in this area, and is attached in a little housing with a strap to the wall, not very far from the door. And you can certainly extract that and wedge it in the door if you'd like.
Yes, please. I'd like to do that.
Okay. Um, Getting it over there won't be difficult. You're in 0G after all. The um, the issue is how effectively you can wedge it in 0G. So we're looking for something
Hmm.
like an intellect with either an engineering skill or anything else you can think of that would be appropriate.
Let's have a look.
Timing feels important here. Do you have clockmaking?
Actually, I do. It's something. It's not on the sheet. It's not on the sheet, but I
Oh,
added
right.
it.
Yeah. It's a hobby.
In the hobby, yeah. It's on the hobby sheet.
Yeah.
I can't persuade it into it, really, can I? I've got engineering, but it's power. But I don't know. That doesn't really. Well, does it fit with power doors? But not really, probably. I've got intellect. Astrogation wouldn't count. Dex. Athletics dex.
Yeah, okay. Athletics Dex, why not?
Cool. Wonderful. Da-da-da. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. 11 plus 1 is 12.
Excellent. Okay. You manage to wedge it into the sort of recess where the door comes out, and to your best guess, assuming the ship's sensors work properly and the door won't just try to slam shut like a guillotine, if it has any sense of stopping its attempt to close if there's something in the way, it should encounter enough resistance to make that work.
Cool, fantastic. She looks over at Agnar and nods. Just call it insurance. I don't want to be stuck here with no escape, you know.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. But we don't want to be separated from the rest of our party either. Good call.
You hear Zoe call out over the microphone, 3 meters.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. See if anything improves. Why don't we? Let's do two at a time. Let's do two at a time. See what it does.
Everyone?
Let's do it. Let's see it. Yeah, in for a penny, in for a pound. Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. People who don't have magnetic grapples on their boots will probably have to at least brace 1 foot on the ground and 1 on the console.
Mm-hmm. Makes
It's
sense.
an athletic strength plus strength check.
Yeah.
And we'll do, say, a batch of everybody through once, which is 5 of you to begin with. Let me know anyone who fails. Okay, a success is 8.
Okay. I'm just going to shut that door that I just said I was going to do, and then I'll be back on Macmorrow. Okay.
Cool. Right. That is not great for Stefan. Being a 5 on the dice.
Okay.
Was it strength plus strength? Oh,
Athletic strength plus strength, please. Yeah. Rachel has
which
passed
is a flat
hers.
roll.
So, Kara's got a -4 to each of these, so she hits a 3.
Okay.
So Kara definitely failed.
Do you want another one from Agnar as well?
Yes.
Assuming he, yeah.
Saraya passed. She hit 11 minus. I take it she can't use Jack of all trades for strength.
No, I'm afraid not. That's going to have to be an actual strength check.
But she hit an 8 though.
Okay.
So she hit, but Kara failed. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Agnar got an 11 minus 1 for a 10.
Okay. All right. So the only failure in this round was it Kara?
Yeah.
Yeah. She ended up sliding a bit towards the console as she pulled. and didn't manage to wiggle hers out. But this time there was no flickering of the light, no sense of the power gone. Everyone managed to extract theirs without any difficulty at all. You want to keep going?
I suppose so.
Okay.
Was there anything different about the position of that second one though in the wiring, or was it?
Not that you
Did
can
it
see.
just kind of? Wait, guys, stop a second. This is right. Let me just double check. It's a bit weird that the second one did and the others didn't. And she'll go over to the where the second one was pulled out. And she wants to just take a quick, not wasting too much time, but a quick closer look, like running her finger along in it, seeing if there's a specific position to it. If she could work out, maybe there's a position in a chaining, like a daisy chaining, or something that might mark it out as different to the others.
Okay. An investigation or power systems check with
Yes, please.
intellect, please.
Lovely. That's a good one. Soraya's rolling well today, at least. Kara's been useless. That's a 10 plus 2 is 12.
There is nothing unusual about it at all that you can tell, just like the others.
Okay, guys, that's just an experiment, really. You still pulling?
That's a good. No. Oh, that's a good point, though. Agnar says to Soraya. Obviously, being the lead scout here,
Naturally.
do you think we're looking for a specific one rather than just all of them?
I don't know. Like, the power cells? Do they look different depending on how much power they have in them? Then, like, do they have like a Duracell battery? You know, where you hold it and the bar goes up and down.
Not actually in as sort of sophisticated as that, but they do have a light which indicates when they are fully charged.
How many would you say are fully charged?
All of them appear to be fully charged.
Okay. You know, this means, guys, this means that if they're all fully charged, either someone or something's replaced them recently, or they're getting charged from this thing, right? Because they've not been here for 100 years and they're still fully charged if they're charging off into this device. But I don't know. Still worth pulling, isn't it? We got no other decisions, and I don't want to start firing at that thing in there. Dread to think what will happen if we go route one.
Yeah. This doesnn't feel like a brute force kind of thing.
Speaking of which, Survivor reaches down and starts hoiking at the next cell.
Are you pulling the next one or the one that you were just examining?
I'll pull the one I'm examining.
Okay. All right. Everyone grabs one, and Soraya grabs the one that Agnar was trying to pull the last time, or 2 times ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Rachel manages it.
Kara hits a 0, which I think is a bit concerning.
Maybe.
Well, we haven't had a classic Agnar -1 yet, though.
We do get a 5 though.
From Agnar.
And Stefan, yes, from Agnar. And Stefan.
Soraya hits it 8 again. 8 again for Soraya. Soraya hits, but Kara fails. Oh, that's a good.
Oddly enough, Stefan rolled 12.
Nice.
With no modifiers.
So
what a man.
This time, we have 2 people who fail to get the power cells clear. When Kara fails, there's no flickering of the light, but when Agnar fails, once again, there is. And Soraya does successfully pull the one clear that caused the slight fluctuation in the light the last time, and it doesn't cause it this time. But this time, when Agnar lets out a grunt and fails to pull it clear, he does indeed lead to a flicker of the light.
Can Soraya give it a kick without intending to remove it. Just anyone. Just pick one at random. Just give it a kick.
Okay. Yeah. If you do that, you're going to drift across the room to the other side
Nah,
in recoil.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
Okay. All right. You kick away at it and drift off away. It doesn't come loose with a kick, and there's no flicker to the
Okay.
lights or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Stefan looks over. Do you think we should use our feet instead?
Well,
is that what we're going for?
One of the rules of scouting is that the feet are just another pair of hands, just at the end of your legs. So, I was just giving my other hands a chance. But I didn't do it. I was just wondering if just meddling with it rather than pulling it free just caused, a problem with the system. But I don't know. I can't see the pattern. I don't know if there is a pattern, guys. So when one sort of failed a little bit, it flickered. When another one failed a bit, it flickered. When we pulled it, it came out. Cara, I'm sort of trying to pull herself back. Agnar, can you check the light, the one that you just pulled? Is it fully in or half out? Like, have you
done anything?
Yeah, is it out at all? Because I know you failed.
Yep.
You know,
As Agnar looks at it, he can tell it's just there. He didn't manage to pull hard enough or in exactly the right direction and get the mechanism to unlock and release it. It looks firmly in.
So it's firmly, so it's not like half in or half out or anything.
Nope.
No.
Are these the same cells that we got from the death bots?
They certainly look like them, yeah.
That's Stefan, have you still got one of the cells? Do you want to put yours in and see what happens?
Oh, the old one?
Yeah. The one from the buff bot.
Should we get someone who knows what they're doing to do it, or do you want to? I mean, it's not complicated, but you know me.
I'm still swimming back over to you. Come on, my kick was embarrassing and only about miles away. I'll put mine in after, but you're closer. There's no time to waste.
Okay.
I'm worried about Mr. Needer.
And so he does attempt to reinsert it. I suppose.
So Stefan finds an empty slot and pushes the old power cell in. As soon as you start inserting the power cell, the mechanism effectively grabs it and pulls it in tight. And immediately the little light on it starts to blink. As if it's, charging.
It is a charger. It's definitely working off.
Yeah, that's a good call. I think we learned something. I mean, I didn't.
Now, how far back does this strip go, though? What's at the far end of this strip? Or is it just a large extension lead, I'm halfway there anyway from being sent halfway across the room. I'll swim my way over to the end.
Right to the far end. Okay.
Yeah.
At the far end, the charging stations seem to come to an end, as if there just aren't any more need for any more of them. And you're between two very large main engine housings for the maneuver drives for the ship.
Are there energy cell slots in any of these things?
In the main engines?
In anything, is there computers? Is there engines down here? Anything that has slots that might be empty or with dead cells or anything?
No, nothing down there appears to be powered by the energy cells.
Why do they all need all these energy cells, guys? And why are they using this massive nuclear charger of time and space to do it. This must be the special thing about this ship, right? That Otto was telling us about. You know, the scientific, strange, special mission using this new thing. It's got to be this, right? Because this is crazy. Whatever this thing is, this Zeppelin.
Oh right, yeah, the Zeppelin. Sorry, yeah, I was beginning to think maybe this is just the place where robots deposit their spent energy things to be recharged. But the gravity Zeppelin is super weird. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in my life. I mean, I am no expert.
Let's hope that the buff bots don't bring their batches here, because that means we've got another 97 of them to deal with.
Yeah, that would be weird. And also
Zoe's voice comes
really
over
inconvenient.
your comms. 4 meters.
Ah.
Oh, I don't know, man. This, if this is being used, what do we do? We've tried research to attempt to destroying it. Could destroy everything, right? Even if we could destroy it, who knows? You know, it seems like the power cells aren't charging it. It seems like it's charging the power cells, right? It's running, and there are computer systems in the ship. Now, there are
maybe this isn't it.
There are computer systems in the ship. What if we grab some cells? Do we go past any? Is there any way to turn it off remotely? You know, from a computer system? Can it be shut down? What have we got? We've got we've got like four power cells, 5 power cells now, haven't we? We've got a little bevy of power cells. Hey Raiders, monkeys, join us. You join us at a point where
we're so confused. I am too.
We're caught in a trap and there's no way out.
Oh really?
Yeah,
man, maybe if we sing a song.
that was last time.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Never go over old ground. Oh, but how you doing, monkeys? Hope you're okay. Thank you for joining us this evening. We always appreciate you. I hope you all survived. What were you playing tonight? My daughter's got a friend over, so I couldn't come and watch you before stream. So, but I hope it went wonderfully. It normally does. Anyone that's watching that doesn't know about the monkeys, and you should, how dare you not know about them? Go watch them. They stream before us. We didn't work it out that way. It just so happens on Fridays and Saturdays. They do amazing stuff, and they're wonderful, and they're much better than us. They're much more highbrow, much more high quality.
Much better.
Just better in all ways. They're nice to us though, so go and support them. Go and subscribe. While we try, I'm just buying time. I didn't mean it at all. I'm just trying to buy time while Ewan thinks about what we're going to do next.
Ewan has no idea what we're doing, Luke. More time.
I tell you what, if there's nothing back here, let's grab some cells. Let's make our way back. And I don't know, man. Try plug them into things. If there's some computer screens, there were definitely some dead computers around. There was definitely some in the main, in the bridge. There was the flickering one when I came in.
Oh, that's true. Take the good stuff and plug it in to stuff that wasn't working.
Yeah, there's some bits here and there. We definitely came past some bits, didn't we? Definitely some bits.
That's true. That is true. Let's go.
The monkeys have travelled in the past, guys, if I remember correctly. They do a whole range of stuff. They're fantastic. That's why we like them so much.
All right. Well, while you plot your plan and analyse what you already know, I think now might be a good time to take our little break.
Good idea. Give us an
Okay.
extra 5 minutes, I think. Oh, I'm bamboozled. Nice one.
Okay, so what we will do is we will take just a 5 minute break, and come back for the second part. I hope you can stay with us.
Wonderful.
I
Hang
hope Otto
around,
can.
Stick around like Otto.
Absolutely.
Oh, cheers, guys. See you in a bit. Don't go anywhere.
And we're back. Well, I suppose this moment calls for me.
Yeah, please, Ben.
It calls for alcohol, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, it is time to recount another of the stories I was once told by our former ship's steward. I can't verify the accuracy of these stories. After all, he once told me he invented ennui. Once he told me he was travelling aboard a large warship when it discovered an ancient and huge object in space, a vast ring world surrounding a sun. While they were marvelling at this amazing find, they were attacked by an alien fleet. Crashing into the ring world, our hero managed to rescue some survivors and battle the aliens quite successfully, as he discovered that the aliens weren't a single species but actually a number of collaborating lineages. Exploring the ring world, battling the aliens, he discovered a terrible secret. There was an even more dangerous threat than that posed by the alien warriors, a sort of infestation that could infect and devour any form of life. Eventually he, without any other option, detonated the reactor on his ship, destroying it and the ring world, and escaping with only his ship's artificial intelligence for company. I sometimes wonder if, at some point in the future, we might find ourselves such a vast and ancient threat, a construct floating in space, an artificial world or ritual artifact or warship. If we do, how will we defeat it without our loyal steward? For he is gone, and we now, as so many times before, remember him by raising a glass to the late, great Greyhill Bast.
The late, great Greyhill Bast.
To the late, great Greyhill Bast.
I wish he was with us right now.
Instead of us,
He
in
would.
fact.
He,
Instead would be good.
yeah, Ben's is better. I was going to say he'd know what to do, but no, Ben's right.
Ah, Greyhill. Cheers to you, Stormy. Or Storm Z, I'm going to start calling you. Ah, lovely.
Okay, so
Right, where were we? Back on the Baltic Star, right?
not exactly. No.
No. Hold on. We woke up and it was all a dream.
Zoe has
And
just
it's
called
hard.
out 4 meters, and
Yes.
you started working out what on earth you could do.
Right. This thing's powerful, guys. We've got these power cells. I reckon we get moving away. We went through went past some dead computers that hadn't needed space for it. We could always plug them in, have a flick around, see if we can find out any more information. That's my suggestion. Anyone else got any others?
At this point, Agnar says, I think that's got to be it. It's got to be. I mean, there's got to be something in the computers, right, that we couldn't access before. Maybe. Maybe not.
If there's no way to save all this and escape is our best bet, if we can get out of here with some recordings and information, if nothing else, it will help others from making such a terrible mistake again. I'm a bit worried it's a harness black hole all of a sudden or something, guys, but I'm sure it's not. I'm sure that's just me reading too many fairy stories, you know.
Is there any way to get a message out at this point and warn anyone? If that's the case.
Well, it wouldn't be the first place he's been to where we've had to leave a "do not come here" message.
That's true.
No, I mean, usually when you leave a message like that, you do it by leaving revolution behind you, don't you?
Yeah,
That's your normal approach.
Yeah, it's happened.
Well, normally Agnar leaves a "don't come here" message in his toilet after curry night.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course.
That's, and that's normally because the toilet water isn't having a revolution.
Yeah, but I only do it in Varga because nobody knows Varga.
Of course.
So he can say that he's attempted to warn people.
Oh, anyway, we're just wasting time. Poor old Otto's life hangs in the balance. We've got like half a dozen of these power cells. Let's pick them up and let's beat a hasty retreat.
All
Start
right.
plugging them into things.
Yeah, why not? I've got a few places that I can remember. Let's head to the bridge first and foremost.
Okay. You start to drift your way out into the space. Zoe is now standing a considerable distance away from that central box that contains the Zeppelin. I mean, she is a fair way off, and she's still got a hand out, sort of pointing at it, and she's saying, "Still growing."
Agnar looks over at Zoe. Is it getting quicker, or can you tell?
Doesn't seem to be, just steady.
Otto, how are you feeling? Do your cells feel like they're rearranging themselves, or like your brain pulling itself out your ear or anything?
No, I'm fine, and gravity isn't intensely bad. Probably a bit less than Earth normal, I would guess. Yeah, just kind of eager to get out of here. If you've got a mechanism for getting me out of this hole, it'd be good.
Are you sure you don't want to stay in the name of science?
I'm pretty sure I'd like to move. Yep, away is good.
Yeah. Should we just try and? That's actually a point. We don't need to. How many times did we try?
Come on, let's get the poor lad away. What we got? Agnar, you got your grapples still, haven't you?
Yes, and it is well known that I am the strongest person here. He flexes and looks over at Soraya.
As much as I appreciate your bravery and your scout-like daring, maybe we should get a middleman to hold on to you and do all the heavy pulling. Someone stronger than you, maybe Rachel or Kara or Stefan. How about you?
Caboodle, probably.
Yeah, exactly. He's got quite a paw on him when he gets mad.
Definitely.
Stefan. No, not him. I am the scout.
Quite right. Okay. So what's the plan? You're going to basically form a sort of human chain to pull him out, or what?
We don't have too much other. We don't have a long stick or a rubber ring, do we? I guess.
Or anyone that's strong.
Oh, it's
it is such
literally.
weakness.
All right. Well, given that you've got to make a 4-meter range, but remember he can stand 2 meters tall, you've got to cover a 2-meter gap. So that means if you were to sort of link arms, very roughly, you'd need one person to be entirely in the gravity field, holding on to him, and then anyone else would be able to be just outside it, pulling them out. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, Agro will volunteer as an anchor, I suppose, if he has his magnetic grapples on. It's not foolproof, but it's a good place to start.
Right? It is a good place to start. Yeah. Okay.
That is what people call him, isn't it? The anchor, something like that.
Oh no! Oh right, yeah.
Vaguely, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Close to that or full.
Approximately, yeah. So, okay, what we will do is line it up. All you've got to do is tell me who's going into the magnetic field to grab onto him, and who's doing the lifting to pull him and that person out? Or is it 2 people going to do the lifting to pull that person out?
I don't know if anyone's strong enough to get involved in such shenanigans. Stefan is 8'3", so that helps.
Right. That's all I've got.
That's the entire plan. Oh, right.
All right.
Gotta love the plan.
Then Stefan. Then I do. You're not volunteering, Luke. Is that what you're saying?
I would make
You don't
it.
want to die, which I
would
get.
make the check. I'd make the check harder. I would actually make things harder for me.
Yeah, Agnar would do the same.
He's got the anchor thing, though.
Well, if Agnar's just providing the anchor, then all you need
he has the
basically
technology.
He's got the technology.
2 people to hold on to Agnar, like wrap their legs around his legs or something, and reach their hands in, and then let someone down to grab onto Nida's arms, and then you've got 2 people doing the actual pulling to get the 2 people out, if that makes sense.
Sure, let's all do some pulling.
So you're going to need 3 people in total to do a pulling, plus Nida will have to be part of it as well, and we'll make it a task chain.
Oh, I can't help but feel either Zoe or Rachel is definitely stronger.
Stronger than all of us. I agree.
Rachel is reasonably strong. Zoe is mediocre.
Let's get Rachel involved. Let's go Agnar, Rachel, and Stefan.
Well, if Agnar's the anchor, you need 3 more. So Zoe, Stefan, Rachel.
Yeah.
So you're lowering Stefan in to grab Otto, with Rachel and Zoe then pulling the pair of them out.
I mean, let's be honest, we're not going to sacrifice an NPC, are we? So let's do that. It's not in us, I don't think, is it, Luke?
No. I'm just feeling a great sense of. I'm just feeling a great sense of ennui right now. I feel good.
Right. Okay. You ready to go? So I will roll for Rachel and for Zoe, and I will roll for Otto. Stefan is going to have to roll.
Can you roll for Stefan as well, please, Ben?
Athletic strength plus strength, please.
No, yeah.
And I also need Agnar to roll, not for his strength, but for his balance, to hold his position. So we're going to make him roll essentially his athletics dex plus dex. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
And it's a task chain. So So starting at the bottom of the chain, or do you want to start at the top? Do you want to go Agnar first or last?
Let's start with Agnar.
Okay.
Because that's my best roll.
Sarai gives a wink. Sarai gives a wink and a thumbs up. You got a good scout goes first.
So, athletics dex plus dex for Agnar, please.
And he'll look back and he'll give her the okay, boss kind of roll.
Yes. The scout nod. I know it well.
Well, he looks confident, but he's not. That's an 8 plus 2 for his actual dexterity, and nothing for his athletics dexterity.
So a total of 10.
10.
That's a good start. Plus 2.
With the 1.
Okay. Over to Zoe. That's an 8 plus 0 plus 0 for Zoe. That's a total of
she's
8.
nailed it.
That's all level.
That's okay. We like it.
Strong.
7 plus 1 for Rachel. So we're up to plus 3. So, Stefan, athletic strength plus strength, as he hangs in the gravity well.
Okay. So the +3 is good.
Mm-hmm.
Stefan actually has 0 on both of his strength pluses.
Okay, that's quite encouraging.
So we could do it, right?
Could do.
Does he?
I don't know.
Oh, what a time!
Okay, so with his 0, that's +4. That gives Otto a +7 for his roll.
Yes.
For his athletic strength plus strength.
Do it.
Oh yeah.
And he's rolled an 11 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And he had +1.
Oh yes.
In actual fact,
oh.
it works incredibly smoothly. The chain pulls out smoothly. Agnar's grapples hold firm. The whole thing is like a well-oiled machine. As you haul Stefan out, and Stefan pulls Nida out, and before you know it, you're all standing around the box at a safe distance, 5 meters back or so, looking at it. Everyone's sort of saying, congratulations to each other, and then Zoe sticks her fingers out towards it and says, "Still growing. Time to go."
Agnar looks over at Soraya. He just goes, "For Benny," and then gets the time to go and runs.
Flee. Quick, to the bridge, to the bridge. Don't drop yourselves.
Okay, all right. So you've taken 6 cells or so.
Yes, I reckon we had about that many. Yeah.
Good.
My maths is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. The route to the bridge you know quite well. You start to move forwards along that companionway that leads up towards the forward part of the ship, and it's essentially identical to the way you remember. There's no gravity. There's very faint ripples in the surface, and now you know where the centre of that is, so it's a bit less confusing. And you drift up to that cross corridor that's just short of the entrance into the bridge. The entrance to the bridge is just ahead of there, and as you get there, you see on your left a robot moving along the corridor towards you from that left-hand side, with those extendable sort of track devices that you've seen before, one top and one bottom, pressed against the companionway's floor and ceiling, so that it can move in 0G, in high gravity, in whatever environment it finds itself in. Quite a common design for some kinds of engineering robots and general purpose robots on ships that might have to operate without gravity. And this robot is coming towards you. It is more similar to the ones you found on the bridge. It's bigger than the one you saw right at the beginning of your arrival on the Kelleren.
Does it seem to have noticed us, or does it seem to be following a route ahead of us, or?
It certainly seems to be moving in your direction. It hasn't said anything, and you know they can vocalize if they want to.
Are we in a dark? I can't remember. I'm just before the corridor. We're not. If it fired something from its stomach, we're not just stuck in a long corridor with nowhere to hide, right?
You're in a long corridor. There is effectively a crossroads where you are.
Yep.
The other side of the crossroads, both left and right, are the entrances to the bridge. But this robot is coming to you along the left-hand route from the left-hand side of that crossroads. So if it were to continue its journey, it would cross in front of you and then keep going to the right. So I mean, you can cross in front of it, of course, or you can engage it, or you can pull back a little bit into the main corridor and see what it does.
Stefan's definitely going to attempt to try. I mean, it's not something that we normally do, but Stefan's going to hide if he can.
You're going to pull back into the main
Pull back.
companionway.
Yeah. That's his plan.
Okay.
Given how all this is going so far. But then sort of look around and see what everyone else does.
That's very funny because that's the total opposite of what I was going to do for once.
Perfect. I love it when that happens.
As Stefan is hiding, Soraya is already pulling out her Lara's custom girls carbine without realizing, and looking to Agnar with a wink and her new sort of scouting salute of like a bit of this on her shoulder or something. And then doing it early, she takes a low position round the corner and takes aim and fires, please, Ben.
Okay. Soraya is going to shoot immediately. All right. Can you take a shot, please? That is your gun combat for the relevant thing. This is a slug weapon with your dexterity, please.
If I check this right, I've got... How far away is the robot, meters-wise?
About 10 meters at this point.
Okay, so I don't get that, but I do get a +1 anyway on this. And then I get a +1, so I got +2 on it. Okay. Yep, that's a 9.
A 9. Okay.
Nice.
That is a hit with a +1 damage. What's the damage that does?
4D.
4D. Can you do 4D plus 1 for me, please?
I can. That is a... hang on, get them all out. It's above average, that's for sure. It's a 5, a 4, a 4, and a 3. Ooh. So that is a 17.
A 17 total?
Yes, please.
Okay. Um, 17. Okay. The shot hits the robot fairly close to sort of center of mass, and you can tell that the weapon has gone through. I'm sorry, I did need to ask one more thing. What's the AP value on that weapon?
4.
AP 4. Thank you. Okay. The robot seems to take a fairly solid knock, but not enough to derail it or change it from its path. And it begins to accelerate, moving closer and closer, faster and faster. And as it does so, you can see Zoe pulling her rifle off, her carbine off her shoulder, and others preparing for a fight. So what we need to do right now is call it for tonight, and we'll roll initiative next time.
Ben. Warming the dice and everything.
Yes. Fun.
Oh, you cheeky monkey.
I'm going to be honest. I'm looking forward to a robot after the gravity sucking Zeppelin that we faced.
You're more nervous about the gravity Zeppelin. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, at least we know where we stand with the robot.
Yeah, yeah. Robot is a thing. I can see it. I can shoot it. I know what it does. Excellent.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, Crit. That will be a wonderful thing for Soraya to be telling people in the middle of a gunfight at the start of next week.
Oh yes.
Jizzy Grain Silo. That is the same name as a band I used to be in. How did you know? Lucky guess, I'm guessing. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, good times. Good times.
I want life to work at some point soon, so that we can have a good old 3-hour session like the olden days again. That'd be nice.
Yes. Yeah.
It's very short.
It's the reality is we have to make these things fit into our real world as well, which is a shame because it should be the other way round, really, shouldn't it? It should be that all of our real world responsibilities can fit themselves around our role playing, but sadly, I haven't worked out how to do that yet.
Wow. I'm sure a smart man. I'm sure you can work it out somehow. You are the smartest man in any room, after all.
That is true. There is hope.
There is hope.
And it comes in the shape of Ben.
I've always said that.
As so often. This is the shape of hope. That's what you're looking at.
Indeed.
If hope had a shape, it would be that.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you very much, guys. Thank you, everybody, watching and chatting and just watching and not chatting. And anyone who watches on Catch Up on VOD, thank you very much. We appreciate it greatly. And tomorrow night we'll be back on. What are we doing tomorrow night?
We are going to play Darkness. Part 2 of Darkness, which we started not last week, the week before. We're joined by our semi-tamed sock fiddler. She's only semi-tamed because she's not being her terrible fishwife character, who I love.
Right, yes.
She's going to be slightly nervous character stuck in the pitch black with 2 idiots.
Yes, we can provide the idiots.
Yes.
We have idiots on tap.
Idiots included.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Idiots,
which
we are
could
capable
totally
of.
be the book title if we ever do a biography of the Baltic Star Channel.
Oh, dude. So it's
Hot
and
cold running idiots.
Oh man. It's a game I came up with because my internet sucks at the minute, so I can't have video on and properly and run it. So we're doing it. It's all in the dark. No one gets to see anyone. You don't get to see anyone. We all have to turn our cameras off. That is the rules. You will just see a black screen, dear viewers, and everything is done through sound. So the characters are in the pitch black. They're in some sort of space, like a room. They don't know what's going on. They're learning about themselves as they go. Little memory flashbacks are happening. It's quite conceptual, I guess. It was really enjoyable the first time, and we hope it will continue. Hopefully we'll finish it this time. Hopefully it'll be a little 2-parter. We'll see how it goes. Maybe a 3.
Yeah, because if we set out to do something in 2 parts, it's bound to take 2 parts.
Yeah.
The only possible outcome.
So it'll probably be 5. If I were you, Divya, I'd take a leaf out of Ewan's book last time. Turn your lights off.
I'm going to do it tomorrow as well.
With a candle and in the dark. Just listen in the dark. Just do it. Just be part of it. And and hopefully we'll enjoy that.
I'd do it without the candle if I didn't have to see what my dice rolls were.
Yeah, that's the
to be
thing.
fair, actually, I could just get Ben or Socks or Luke to roll for me. And
You could
is that a
actually.
thing? Can we do that? I'll
Yeah.
just sit in the dark. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
see.
do it.
We'll see how it goes. But I
I'll do
like
that
it.
for you.
Yeah.
Nice. But that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. So I found 5 parts. Oh, that's quite impressive. It must be said. Short is.
Yeah,
We're not good with short. We're not. Good
we're
with
not
short.
equipped for it.
We're not. We're not.
We meander and orbit rather than going straight for the real thing.
And of course, we brunch.
Oh, it's been
yes.
a long time since we've had a good
It
brunch.
has been a long time,
Yes.
but we'll have one again soon, Luke.
In fact, if we do make it off the Kelleren in one piece, I would quite like to have a celebratory 4-hour session, a downtime session
Just-
for 4 hours.
just
I really
brunching
enjoy
and rubbish.
bit of
Not
gamble,
rubbish, but yeah, you know what I mean.
some sort of side quest like situation, maybe.
Yeah, a little side quest to, you know, to sort of find a large bag of cheesy balls or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
Something really
helping
simple.
and or annoying locals in a bar somewhere.
Yeah.
With cheesy balls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds
I like it.
excellent. Yeah,
it's been a long time since
I
we've
can
enjoyed
see
such
I can
time.
see that being the thing. Yeah.
Fantastic.
We'll make it
Let's
happen. We'll make it happen. Well,
let's
Ben
get
will
off
make
this
it happen.
godforsaken ship first.
Ah, yes.
Excellent.
So,
Right. Well, until then, so tomorrow night, darkness, and until then, thank you very much to everybody, and
yes.
Thank you.
bid you a good night.
Good night, everyone. Sleep well.
Good night, everyone.